So for our new releases section, we're going to share some new books, 5 books each that were released during the week of May 18th to May 24th this week. So we're really excited. I'm going to jump in and share my new releases first. I feel the biggest book that is on the internet right now and everyone is talking about for new releases this week is My Friends by Friedrich Bachmann. Now, this book is about an artist who inherits a mysterious painting of these 3 teens, a la the book cover, and she set off on a road trip, which happens to be a road trip, to uncover their story. So it is very interesting. It's a bittersweet journey. There's art, memory, found families, and all the good stuff. Then we have The Starving Saints. So The Starving Saints is by Caitlin Starling. And this is a book about a castle that was under siege. And then suddenly the visitors come who are kind of like godlike. And we kind of see what happens when this feast kind of plunges everyone into madness. This is dark, psychological, suspense, kind of gothic horror. And it is a twist on faith and power. So if you're familiar with Caitlin Starling, you know, books tend to be a bit dark. We also have Safari by Jacqueline Goldis. This is a thriller. It's about a luxury safari where we have a fashion CEO having this family reunion that turns deadly. She's murdered hours before her wedding, that too. So it's a whole safari thing. There's a wedding. There's ambushes, high-stake thrills, of course, the beautiful setting. And of course, we're hunting for a killer. We also have, we have this one, Abigail and Alexa Save the Wedding by Leanne Dolan. Now, this one is about very different moms. We have one who's a bit of a socialite, one who's a bit of a gardener, and we see them being forced to actually plan their children's wedding. Now, this is going to be a glamorous wedding. It is set in Montecito, and it just has everything that Leanne Dolan is known for. I will say Leanne Dolan is one of those like auto-buy, auto-read authors for me as well, so I'm always enjoying her work. And then the next book that we have this week, I'm really loving, is Courtroom Drama by Neely Tubati Alexander. This is about a woman who lands on jury duty on a reality TV star's murder trial. I kind of feel it's mirroring a bit of what is kind of happening right now when we have this high profile person, not a murder trial, but you know what I'm saying. And she ends up sitting next to her childhood crush. We get courtroom banter, again, you know, the reality TV of it all, forbidden romance, jury rooms, just all the things. So this is a second chance romance. And those are my new releases. What about you, Francesca?
So I have a bit of everything for this week. Lots of them that I've already enjoyed. Some are on my TBR. The first one, though, keeping on with my historical romance theme, is Rules for Ruin by Mimi Matthews. This is the first in a new series by her, is the Crinoline Academy. And in this one, she was trained basically to take down very powerful men. And now she has one final mission, which is going to help her earn her freedom. And she runs into kind of an underworld fixer kind of guy with his own reasons to protect her target. And things spiral between them. It's kind of a sexy battle of wills and kind of a smart romance as well. The next one is Dystopian Romance and It's Heart of the Sun by Mia Sheridan. I had recommended this one as one that I was looking forward to reading in my dystopian romances books that are probably better to read instead of Silver Elite. And it was a lot of fun. It is a bodyguard romance, and they were also childhood best friends. The hero, though, ended up going and getting into some trouble and becoming an ex-con, and she went on to become a hugely popular pop star. And when he's out of jail, she hires him on to be part of her security detail. And as they're just starting to work together, the world is collapsing and there's some solar flares and we're just thrown into this dystopian nightmare of survival. And of course, they're forced in forced proximity to kind of get over the issues that separated them before. Of course, it was also a bit of a childhood crush kind of thing on both sides. So this one is a lot of fun. The next one is a fantasy romance, and it's The Night and the Moth by Rachel Gillig. I know that this was a super popular author last year. I think she had a duology that came out. This is a completely new story, and it's about a heroine who is a prophetess, and she basically sees the future. And the hero is this broody, blasphemous kind of knight, and she has a really hard time getting a read on him, but they are stuck together in a high-stakes quest. And it's a very gothic kind of world full of gods and dreams and lots of dark tension. It's lots and lots of fun as well. The next one is a young adult contemporary for something a little bit more lighthearted. It's Love Craves Cardamom by Ashna Abachad. Hopefully I didn't just butcher the author's name. But on this one, our heroine goes on an internship into a museum in India. And she is completely over boys. And she, of course, meets this gorgeous gardener who might actually be royalty. And it's kind of a story about also identity and culture, but ignoring those butterflies that are rising between them as well. And then the last one is a paranormal romance, which is Filthy Rich Fae Fallen Court by Geneva Lee. This is Kate being pulled into a deadly Fae underworld, and Lachlan, a powerful prince with enemies everywhere. So it's ruthless bargains, lots of forbidden romance, and just kind of a dark, dangerous, addictive, very addictive romance as well.
This one is on my TBR, so I'm like really excited.
Yeah.
Yes. And continuing in the new releases, and also welcoming our special guest. We're so happy to have Kelly Reynolds with us. Kelly is friend first and foremost, but Kelly is also the author of some amazing books, might I add, really, really amazing books. Her latest is a novella, baseball romance novella fans, and one of kind of a latest mini add-on to her Rose City Roasters series. So let's call this one book 2.5. I'm really excited. Kelly, welcome.
Thank you. It's always lovely seeing the two of you and, chatting about books and whatever else we've got going on.
Yes, we have lots planned. We're going to keep Kelly for the rest of the show. Okay, so it's going to be lots and lots of fun. But Kelly, tell us a bit about your new book, All Bats Are Off. This is a novella. Like I said, it's part of the Rose City Roasters series. Just in case you're hearing about this, folks watching, if you're hearing about this for the first time, the first book in the series is Hit It and Quit It. And then we also have Pitches Be Crazy. Those are two books, but we also have, the new novella. So let's start with the new novella because it's short. It's a quick win. People can just jump on in. Tell us about it.
Yes, and actually I had ARC readers who were very familiar with this series heading into it. And then I had ARC readers who just heard me say, I've got a short male sports romance, who's interested, and kind of like jumped on from there. And I've been told by both that it both fits into the series well, but also you don't have to have read the other two books to start with this one. So that makes me happy. And this is, as I said, it's a male novella. We have a fiery golden retriever baseball player named Tucker, who has a crush on what should be his enemy, because the man he's been crushing on is also the local sports journalist that, could ruin him and his reputation with the click of a button. And then we have darling Brock, who it's so funny. People keep asking me, like, why did you name him Brock? And it's because when I moved to Portland, Oregon, which is where the books take place in that area, I met two Brocks, like right off the bat. So I decided to put one in the book. But he is my long-haired, introverted sports reporter. And the two of them, opposites attract, but they definitely have some spicy times. It's meant to be a one-night stand because they both know it's not beneficial for their careers to get together. However, you can't just have one. So it continues throughout the season. And yeah, they fall for each other.